Hello and welcome again to Impact Code Africa. We've been on a journey looking at the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. Right, we've gone through 7 laws. So today I want to take you through law number 8, which is the law of intuition. Leaders evaluate everything with a leadership bias, and that is their intuition, right? And great leaders mostly will have a natural ability to sense what needs to be done at any particular point in time. And that's their intuition, right? It is your ability to read the room, because as a leader, mostly you will find yourself in situations where you need to think on your feet, where you need to, you don't have enough time to get the privilege of getting information and deciding based on information. You don't have the luxury of time. You need to read the current situation. You need to read the room and take a decision on your feet, right? Mostly, great leaders will have that ability, that things come to them naturally and they're able to use their intuition to think on their feet and take decisions. Mostly the intuition, this leadership bias is shaped by their experience, their knowledge, and their instinct, right? So leaders are able to read the room and make informed decisions quickly, especially when you find yourself in a crisis situation, right? As a leader, you need to trust your gut feelings, but not just that, you need to balance it with rational analysis based on your experience. And when these two come together, they help you to make informed decisions and adapt to various scenarios quickly. Leadership intuition usually separates great leaders from merely good ones, right? Intuitive leaders are usually the ones that are able to read the situation. And, there may be few things that you need to read. You need to read people, you need to read trends, you need to read resources, and you need to read your own self to determine what needs to be done at a particular point in time. And most of that comes naturally to you as a leader based on your experiences. And that informs your intuition that goes into making decisions on your feet. There are various levels of intuition, right? There are some people who are born naturally with it. It comes to them naturally. They're able to think on their feet in crisis situation. They're able to tap deep into their intuition and come up with a solution that works, right? Those people can be said to, be born naturally with this intuition, and they make great leaders, right? There are also people who are nurtured to see it, right? They develop themselves, they build based on their experience and the things they've been through. They are nurtured to have that great intuition. So when they need to make a decision on their feet, they're able to do that, based on their experience and the nurturing they've gone through or they've been through. And the third category, unfortunately, are people who would never see it, right? They don't have intuition. They're not able to, think on their feet, take decisions without all the information. They don't have, they're not able to tap into their intuition and take decisions on their feet, right? So those who are born with it, those who are nurtured to see it, and those who will never see it, which one are you? Great leaders, by all means, have great intuition, whether they are born with it or they nurture it. But at the end of the day, to be a great leader, you need to have what we call leadership bias. And that is your intuition. That is your ability to take decisions on the go, on your feet, without the benefit of time. So law number 9 is the law of magnetism. The law of magnetism. Leaders attract people who are like themselves in various ways, right? They attract people who are like themselves, 1, in values, 2, in skills, and 3, in attitudes, right? And you see that a lot. As a leader, even in an organization, when you're trying to recruit, you find out that you get naturally drawn to people who share the same values, who share the same skills and attitudes with you. I'm a chartered accountant. I like to talk to chartered accountants because We share those things, the business analysis, talking about financial reporting standards and things like that. So you find out that as a leader, I mean, you tend to draw, or people that have the same values, skills, and attitudes like you tend to be attracted to you. So essentially, we say that who you are is who you attract, right? In this case, like attracts like. So a leader's qualities, whether it's positive or negative, will draw in team members who reflect those traits that the leader, possesses. So as a leader, it means then that you must cultivate the qualities you want to see in your team, in yourself, right? So you have to lead by example. You have to show the team those values, those skills, and the things you want to see in them. You have to show them by example. So you must cultivate the qualities you want in your team by showing them the example, right? The people you attract can significantly influence the overall dynamic, and success of your team. I mean, so in this case, if it's a company, if it's an institution, if it's a church, if it's any group, I mean, the people that you attract into that group, into that company, eventually will influence the success of that group. So you need to cultivate those qualities you want in that team, right? And it's based on the law of magnetism. You will attract what you are, right? So there are 6 ways that people, get drawn to different leaders, right? So number 1 is your values. So as a leader, the values you hold high, the values that are important to you, will determine the kind of team that gets attracted to you, right? So your values. Number 2, your life experiences, the experience you've been through, what you've done in the past also, affects the kind of people that will get drawn to you, because you exhibit those things, the things that you've been through, your experiences. Then your leadership abilities, that's number 3. So the abilities you possess as a leader, which you show day in, day out, will determine the kind of team that gets attracted to you to work with you, right? Your background, I mean, where you've grown up, the kind of things you've been through, where you've stayed, the kind of countries you've stayed in, worked in, will also determine the kind of team that gets drawn to you, because your background shows, and the kind of work you do, your likes and the kind of things you want to do. So that also attracts the people that want to come and work with you. So the other thing that, determine the kind of team that gets drawn to you is your attitude. Whether your attitude is good, bad, will determine who gets attracted to you to work with you, right? It's straightforward like that. Then also your generation, as in your age generation, right? So I remember growing up and becoming a leader in a workplace and, recruiting people. I was mostly drawn to young, energetic, and people who can think on their feet. I mean, I was a bit biased against those with 20 years experience, 30 years experience, doing, say, accounts payable for 30 years, for 20 years. I was not really drawn to people like that. I was looking for young, energetic, 3 years, but with a lot of attitude and passion, with a lot of drive. So that is also, one of the things, that determine who gets drawn to you. It's like a magnet. Because I have that kind of drive by my generation in terms of age, I got more attracted to people like that, and I wanted to recruit more people like that into my team. In a nutshell, we've gone through law number 8 and law number 9, which is the law of intuition and the law of magnetism. Essentially, what we're saying is that your intuition as a leader, which is your leadership bias, helps you to take decisions on your feet. And so great leaders have great intuition and they're able to take decisions on their feet. Then the law of magnetism, essentially, you attract who you are, right? You attract people that look like you in terms of your values, your skills, your attitudes, and the things you've been through, right? So as a leader, build your intuition so that you'll be able to take decisions on your feet. You'll be able to read the room and take decisions when you don't have time. And then also the law of magnetism, be a nice person, be a charismatic leader to attract the kind of team that you need to achieve the success for your group, for your company. So don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and follow our other socials on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, and on